So change management for me is really born out of the pain that I endured. Because as a kid, playing on the playground, you close your eyes and you imagine the machine just turning around the merry-go-round and kids playing and laughing. And then all of a sudden, someone blurts out, well, that's why your mom is not your mom. You're adopted. That's how I found out that I was adopted at the age of 10 years old. And so, I had gone to my mom to ask, was it true? And she kind of really dismissed it. And you know, I carried that pain, that burden, that shame because, the kids were all laughing and, it was embarrassing to me. It was painful. And from that point, my mother and I, we never really had the greatest relationship. But this is where you start to evolve and you get older and you ask, well, why me? Why would you adopt me if, this is how we were going to end up? And I carried that for the better part of, I kid you not, maybe 12 years. It took me when I was into the military to finally just kind of resolve and say, you know what? Let me internalize this pain that I'm feeling and let me figure out how do I resonate with this pain and move on, because if not, it's going to literally destroy me because it was just eating at me. It was just eating at the soul of me. And so, I just made the conscious decision to hit it on, head forward, and I got through it. But what I realized is in that moment, my love for change became more than you could ever think. And I didn't even know what change management was at that time because I was in the military. And so what I decided is I know that I never wanted anyone else to feel the kind of pain that I had when going through a change. So that's why change management became my mission. It became my goal. And even more so when I got out of the military and I saw how, all of these organizations were going through all of these different changes, be it an implementation for a system, be it a reorg, be it a merger and acquisition. They never really took the time to think about how the people were impacted. It was all about the dollars. It was all about the cents. It was all about, even if you think about the return to office mandates, it's all about, making sure we're not leaving the buildings empty that we're paying for. It's not necessarily thinking about what's best for those who are impacted by the change. So that was my driver for ensuring that I was going to do everything reasonably within my power to make sure that organizations understood that when we are transitioning or transforming, take people into account. Because at the end of the day, I always say this, the way someone transitions through change is as important, if not more so, than the change itself.